8:15 on a Tuesday evening in Kobe. A man of 82 sits on the tatami after his evening bath, skin still warm, hair still damp. On the low table in front of him, a cup of tea, a few slices of tofu, and 7 walnuts he cracked from the shell that afternoon. This is not dinner. Dinner was 2 hours ago. This is the last tray. The one that sits between the bath and the futon, the same 3 things, most evenings, most of the year. Tomorrow morning he will walk to the park and play 3 games of shogi with a man he has played against for 19 years. Remembering openings, counting moves, the way he always has. He doesn't take supplements. He never bought a brain training app. Ask him what he does for his mind, and he'd look at you the way you'd look at someone who asked what you do for your breathing. Japan has more people over 100 than any other country on Earth, over 90,000. And the answer almost never comes down to one miracle ingredient. It comes down to how the day ends. 3 things on one tray. You already have all of them, and not one costs more than loose change. 1. Hoji cha, the tea that closes the day. You probably know green tea. This isn't that. Hoji cha starts as green tea leaves, but the leaves get roasted until they turn the color of dark honey. The taste changes completely. Earthy, warm, almost nutty. And the roasting burns off most of the caffeine, which is why Japanese households reach for it in the evening, not the morning. He pours it into a cup small enough to hold in one hand, wraps both hands around it. The bath warmed him from the outside. The tea warms him from the inside. He sips it over 15 minutes, maybe 20, while the evening goes still. Most of us end the day with a screen 6 inches from our face, blue light pouring into our eyes, the phone on the nightstand buzzing until the moment we close them. His evening ends with a warm cup, both hands around it. Nothing glowing, nothing buzzing, just steam. You can find Hoji cha at any grocery store with an Asian aisle, or online for a few dollars a box. Brew it like any tea. The cup matters less than the moment. Both hands around it. The day done. Nothing left to check. That's 1. And the next thing on the tray takes even less effort to prepare. 2. Firm tofu with a thread of soy sauce. 4 bites, and done. Step into a different kitchen. A farmhouse in Nagano, half an hour from the nearest convenience store. A woman of 78 sets out her evening tray the way she has for decades. The tofu comes from a block she bought that morning. She slices 4 pieces, lays them on a small plate, and draws a single line of soy sauce across the top. No cooking, no recipe. Cold, firm, plain. She eats it in 4 bites, maybe 5, each piece the size of 2 fingers, side by side. Firm enough to pick up with chopsticks. Soft enough to press apart with the tongue. Cool against the throat after a hot bath. Now here's the thing. Americans eat tofu too, but usually buried inside something else. A stir-fry, a smoothie, a processed patty shaped to look like something it isn't. In Japan, tofu sits on the plate alone. A drizzle of soy sauce, maybe a pinch of grated ginger on top. That's the whole preparation. You could set it on the tray in under a minute. The evening tray doesn't ask you to cook. It doesn't ask you to measure or follow a recipe. It asks you to slice something simple, set it down, and eat it enough to taste it. The effort isn't in the food. The effort was already finished when you decided the evening would end quietly. They don't try harder than we do. They've made the simple thing the last thing they eat. 3. A few walnuts, eaten one at a time. Back to Kobe. The tofu plate is clean. The tea is almost gone. 7 walnuts sit in a small wooden bowl, cracked from the shell that afternoon. He sat in the kitchen with a handheld nutcracker, working through them the way someone else might sort mail or fold laundry. Not a chore. Just something the hands do while the afternoon passes. He picks up 1 walnut, turns it in his fingers, places it in his mouth, choosily. Then the next. Not a handful tossed back between innings. Not a trail mix bag torn open in the car. One at a time, each one noticed, each one separate. Stay with me for a second. This isn't about the walnut, it's about the pace. An American kitchen at 10 at night looks like a standing raid. Fridge door open, bag of chips on the counter. Whatever's closest grabbed and eaten without sitting down, without tasting, without stopping. His evening looks like a quiet ceremony. Same general idea. Something small before bed. Completely different speed. He has never connected the tray to the board. He has never thought of those walnuts as anything but walnuts. He doesn't eat them because somebody told him to. He eats them because his father ate them, and his father's mother before that, and the evening has always ended this way in this house. When was the last time you ate somethingly enough to notice every piece? 3 things on a tray, a cup of roasted tea, held in both hands. A few slices of firm tofu, cool and plain, a handful of walnuts, eaten one at a time. No recipe, no supplement, nothing that takes more than 5 minutes to set down. Here's the quiet part. None of this works because of what sits on the tray. It works because of what surrounds it. The bath before, the tatami beneath, the futon waiting, the screen that was never turned on, the same tray, the same hour, the same calm, night after night, until sleep stops feeling like something you fall into and starts feeling like something the whole day builds toward. Nobody in Kobe calls this a routine. They just live their evening and let the night do whatever the night does. You don't need all 3. Start with 1. The tea is the easiest. Pour it tonight. Both hands. No phone. Let the evening get, and see what the morning feels like. If this made you think about how your own evening ends, tell me in the comments. What's the last thing you eat or drink before bed? I read every one. If someone you care about could use a quieter night, send them this video. The like button tells me to make more like it. Next week, we're looking at what Japanese seniors eat first thing in the morning. Subscribe so that one finds you. The man in Kobe will be at the park by 8 tomorrow. Same bench, same board, 19 years. His fingers will find the first piece and know where it goes. The kitchen is dark, the tray is put away. Another evening, ended the way it always ends.